Okay, everybody's muted. We're getting ready to go. We've got Alabama, we got California, and lots of Michiganders. We are ready to roll. So wherever you're at, whether it's in your air conditioning or whether it's outside, we are gonna do some lifting, okay? So one of the first things I like to do on many of these lifting days is use a pole, okay? And I'm gonna put it right back here to start with. And I'm gonna hold my hands all the way out. I'm not gonna come in tight here. I'm gonna hold my hands out here. So I see this a lot of times, this kind of a move with a golf club at a golf course. People wanna loosen up. Well, I'm gonna show you in the next 3 moves how to really loosen up for your golf game. So step wide, number 1, put your hands out here, number 2. But if you do all this and you're hanging out like this, well, then you can just say all bets are off because it's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do. So your knees are soft. That's number 1. My shoulders are down. And here's the biggest deal. Pull that chin back in a retract, not a protracting. See, I don't want to do this out here. I want to do it all back here. Once I've created that stance, I'm going to start small. Do you see this? Do you see this? See, I'm not shifting right now. I'm merely turning at the belly button level, pretty much, because I'm not pivoting yet. Okay, that's not happening yet. It's going to, but not right now. First of all, I want you to get in neutral spine. So if I'm in neutral spine, I'm going to turn to the side so you see. Number 1, my knees are soft. Okay, that's number 1. My rib cage is very lifted. Okie dokie. My shoulders are down. And I'm doing these little tiny, rotations, okay? And I want about every other time that I rotate, I just keep saying rib cage up, rib cage up. And I'm still doing little tiny ones, okie dokie. Now I'm gonna put a foot over here, okay? Now my knees are soft, all right? Drop your chin, breath through the nose, drop your shoulders. Be careful right now, okay? My knees are soft, both feet are on the ground. And here, I'm gonna start carefully, not fast, that little tiny rotational move around the belly button area, okay? And you will get yourself, if you go too fast, too furious, too quick in this position, you will lose your balance, okay? And you'll have to step out of the move, okay? So I'm warning you. So keep doing that small little move, very small, okay? See, my shoulders are down as I have my hands on the outside edges. My elbows are not flaring. They're down, okay? Now I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna take a big breath through the nose, drop my shoulders again, lift my rib cage, soften my knees, step over, okay? Now again, bend your knees just a little, okay? Or I should say better, soften. And when you start to rotate, do it very, very slowly. And what I want you to see right now is I'm not shifting my weight. You don't see me rocking and rolling like this. I'm turning, I'm rotating. I'm not shifting. My feet are pretty planted. My knees are soft. That keeps my lower body from my belly button down still, okay? So it's kind of significant here in this move. All right, I'm gonna keep doing a couple more and you'll drift a little bit. Breathe in through the nose. Yes. Okie dokie. And now I'm gonna step back. Okay. Now I'm gonna go wide. I'm gonna finish this up in 2 big moves. Now I'm gonna turn and pivot. Now I'm going to say rib cage up and drop my chin. And then I come back down. So it's the pivot that's very important here. All right, so I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna pivot with 1 foot. And I'm gonna really turn as I say rib cage up. Drop my shoulders, rib cage up. Drop my shoulders, rib cage up. Drop my shoulders. Breath, 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 rib cage up. Yeah, drop my shoulders. Yeah, and come back. Now I'll do it more rhythmically. So I'll go turn and turn. And here's the deal. When you do the turn, when you do the pivot around your toe, I want you to go ahead and really pull through your hands so that you go as far as you can. See that pivot? And I'm going to turn, I'm going to push right here. I'm going to push, say rib cage up, push, and bring it back down. Now it's the last one to get really, really warmed up, okay? I mean, there's many others, but we're going to keep moving. So here's the deal. Here's my pole. I'm going to come right down here and come right back up, okay? See this? This is a flossing kind of a motion. Now, as I do it, I got my pole here, right? I'm going to push my butt back, soften my knees, and I'm going to take my hand that's not on the pole up over here. And you see what I'm doing with my lower body? So I'm going to tuck and I'm pushing the knee in as I push the hand back. Then I come switch, I stay pushed back, and I pivot. There's that pivot, and there's the hand over the back. And come back down, take a big breath, in through the nose. Okay, you should be opening that chest wall and pivoting, just like in a golf swing, okay? Here we go. Pivot, 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 bring that arm back. Keep your shoulders really down. So you should be feeling a big opening right through the chest. And you're pivoting. Stay down. Keep your rib cage up. Push, push, push. Come back. Stay down. Here we go. Back over the back. Push that hand. Push that hand. Push that hand. Nice. Then you take your bar and come right at your ears with your bicep. Come back. Come back down right there. And come back down. And do it one more time right there. Once you've pushed and your chin is tucked and your arms are at ear level right there, your biceps, see? Then you come down and you do a little pendulum. Yeah. Take a big breath. You're in your heels. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders again. Because you keep wanting to bring them to your ears. We'll do that, but not right now. Pivot, 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 pivot. Push into the heels. Come back up. Yay. Okay. You can do a lot to warm up your whole body with a pole if you start with those little moves first. Don't start doing the big, huge swinging, okay? That's kind of important, that progression that I tried to get you to go with, okay? We will be using our little pad some today. It's right there. And we're going to start right off with our arms. And I'm going to go to my lightweight to really get warmed up first with 3 moves. Then I'm going to do the same 3 moves with a heavier weight. And it's going to keep going like that. Then I'll go lightweight, do a set, then I'll go heavyweight and do the same set. Okay, but heavier. So 6 and 6 for me, whatever's light for you. Take a big deep breath. You're going to step into that pillow and you're going to do alternates. Okay, so why do I want to start with alternates? Number 1, I start capitalizing on a lot of moves when I do alternates. See this? It's a little turn. See that? And so I'm just going to do a real simple, I'm going to do about 6. Then I'm going to switch the legs. Then I'm going to do about 6. See how it's just pulling, pulling, pulling. Breath. In through the nose, in through the nose, in through the nose. Yes. Yes and yes. So I've just done a hammer curl, right? Then I step off. Then I stand my ground. And I come back down and I'm going to come into a bicep curl. I'm going to do a little semi-hinge. So that's preparing me for the next moves that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a semi-hinge move and I'm going to do a regular bicep curl, just like that, with light weights. And I'm only doing like 6, not more than 10, something like that. So keep your chin tucked as you go down. You're breathing in through the nose, drop your shoulders. This is just warming us up, that's all. It's not that big of a load. Take a big breath. Yeah, and then I just come here and I turn. And now I'm going to do the alternating thing again. Okie dokie. While I alternate, as I put one foot on the pillow or the disc, the balance disc, I'm going to keep thinking, soften my knee, step, tap. And you go into that front leg a little, but not a lot. Mostly it's in your back leg. You're just tapping. And if you notice, I'm not going way up. You see, I don't go further than the top of my head, basically. And every time I do this, even with a light weight, I say shoulders down, breathe through the nose, and I say rib cage up. Yes. Take a big breath. Yes. Breath. Yes. Breath. Yes. Breath. And yes. And hold them right here. And loosen your grip. See, I'm waving to you. And I'm just going to come right here. I'm going to go to the top of the head. And I'm going to go step, 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 step. Hold it here, hold it here, hold it here, hold it here. Bring the elbows in. Bring them open. Bring the elbows in. Bring them open. Bring the elbows in. Bring them open. And come down. And come down. I know it. So even if you picked a light weight for that first segment, you were getting tired. I'll bet you. Now I'm going to step over here. And I'm going to shake out my hands. And I'm not going to go up just to 9. I'm going to go up to 12. So I'm going to go up a little heavier than what I would do if I was going to do, each 3 pounds. I want to jump up. I want to actually go to 12. And the reason for that is because I'm trying to hold this into about a 3 to 4 movement pattern. Okay. And now I want you to feel a bigger load. So everybody knows their limitations, or you should by now. You know, if you have issues with your arms, with your shoulders, whatever. And when you're using a free weight, like we are doing, okay, you have to choose your weight accordingly. What was the first move we did? Yeah, we did a hammer curl. See how I just stepped in and then I came back? See that? See, I just went tap and back, tap and back, tap and back. Tap. So when I add a lower body move to this upper body move, it's a little more challenging. You may not like feel it immediately, but your brain has to do all kinds of changes just to move the lower body and to lift this weight. That's the whole reason why I like using, well, there's many reasons, but one of the biggest ones is the multifunctionality of free weights, okay? Take a big breath, my shoulders down. I'm breathing in through the nose. It's getting heavier. Be aware, when it gets heavy on a curl, many people will throw their elbow, okay? So don't throw your elbow. Keep that elbow right next to you. So why do you throw the elbow? Well, it's a cheater move. And you do it without even thinking, because you're like, oh, this is getting heavy. Oh, let me use a stronger muscle. And you throw the elbow and it gets you to recruit some other muscles. And see, I'm wanting you to stimulate that muscle right up the arm, forearm, hand, etc. Okay? Now I'm going to stand my ground right here. Take a big deep breath through the nose. Little tiny hip hinge. Big time rib cage up. Now we're going to go pull. Yes. So this is a regular bicep. Slower. Keep your elbows in. Take a big breath. And I'm coupling it with a tiny bit of a hip hinge. So as I come up, my chin is tucked. My rib cage is up. Take a big breath. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know what weight you picked up, but I can feel the difference. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. In through the nose. Now exhale. In through the nose. Take a breath. Big breath, big breath. Just two more, just two more. Here we go. Pull. Here we go, here we go. One more. Pull. Hang on. Bring it right here. I know it. Okay? Take a breath. And you're going to come right here. And you're going to come right down. Now, if you've got a heavier weight, this may be all you need to do to think about. Don't even think about moving your lower body. Think about breathing. Saying rib cage up. Don't go too high up. I'm coming right to the top of my ears. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Hold it right here. And just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And bring it down and down. Now take one of your arms. I'm going to go tap. I'm going to go tap. So this is the last one. It's going to be a hinging move. And if you've picked a weight that's challenging, you think it's too much, drop the weight for this next move, okay? So here I go. This is going to come up like this. I'm going to tap the opposite leg from the hand right here. I'm going to come in and back. I'm going to come in and back. See, the weight is right in front of my face. Just like that. Just like that. Bring her down. Then I'm going to do the other leg right here. I'm going to bring that arm up. Bring it right up here. And I'm going to hinge. Right in and then open. Hinge. In and open. Take a breath. Say rib cage up. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Bring her down. How did that feel? Okay. Now stand your ground. Tiny hip hinge, rib cage up. This is still with 12 and 12 for me. So I'm going to bring them both up one at a time. one at a time. I'm gonna open and then I'm gonna close. So this kind of a motion with heavier weights is a big deal, not only for your arms, your shoulders, but your vertebrae, your hips, your knees, and your feet. And here's the deal. We're doing this with replaced joints. It's very doable. Breath, just one more. Ah, bring it back. I know. Okay, I'm gonna put these down, but I'm gonna do it by folding. So I'm gonna turn to the side. I'm going to fold. And the first thing you do is drop your chin. Okay? Come down, push your butt back, fold, and put the weights down. Now hang out down here. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Push into the heels. Grab the weight. Come back up. Okay? Do not rush this, especially if you've chosen a heavier weight. Okay, here we go. Make sure your feet are like shoulder width. Okie dokie. Do not let your knees come in or out when you're putting your weights down and picking them up. So be very mindful of that. You're gonna push your butt back, keep your chin tucked, take a breath as you go down and exhale right down there. Push into the heels, into the heels, into the heels. Drop your butt, drop your butt. Take a breath, come back and come up. Take a big breath, one more, just like that. Here we go. Push your butt back, come down, hang out here, drop your rear end, do not round your back. Heels, 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 heels. Come back and come up. Now, a little interset. Shoulders are up to your ears and they're down. So here's the challenge. This should be a pretty challenging weight in your hands, number one. The shoulders come up to my ears, but I don't round my upper back. I hope you heard me. Take a breath. And exhale. Do not round your upper back or shoulders. Those deltoids, the shoulders, come all the way up to the ears, don't round, and then come back down. Soften up your knees, come all the way up, come back down. Take a breath, all the way up, and come back down. All the way up, don't round. All the way up, say rib cage up, come back down. Take a breath. See, I'm letting the weight hang from my curled fingers. I'm not gripping the barrel of the weight. Come up, don't round your shoulders, then push back down. We've got 3 more of these. Here we go, up. Take a big breath. Here we go, up. Back down, here we go, one more. Up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and then come back down. You should be feeling that by now, okay? Now, these were 12s, okie dokie. So now I'm gonna hop into the next set of 3 moves that I'm gonna be doing with this weight, okay? I'm not lowering it. Normally, I would go up in weight to do the antagonistic muscles, the behind muscles, okay? But I'm staying with the 12 for right now. So I'm gonna step wide. I'm gonna hip hinge. I'm gonna bring my elbows in. I am not gonna either hang my head nor lift it. I'm gonna push back. Come back in, push back. Keep your shoulders down. Push back as you kind of stand a little. So come down, push back. Take a breath, push back. One more. Here we go. Push back. Now I'm gonna sit. See, my chair is right here. So I'm gonna sit just like that. So we just did the push back. Now we're gonna do shoulder blade squeezing with 12, I got 12 pounds and 12 pounds. That's for me because that's kind of a medium going into heavyweight. So whatever a medium going into heavyweight is for you, that's what you want to pick up. Okay, first of all, I want to lean in and then come back just to see how I'm moving. See that? I'm going to lean all the way in and then move back. Okay? Now I'm going to bring my weights right here beside me. I'm going to extend my elbow, at my elbow, my arms, and then I'm going to go squeeze my shoulder blades. See that? And I'm going to try to get those arms up as far as I can and back, but I'm squeezing my shoulder blades. And then come back. Take a big breath, push it back, squeeze, keep your chin tucked, breathing in through the nose. Yes. Here we go. Push back. Come back. Push back. Yeah. Okay, I'm pushing back and then I'm squeezing my shoulder blades. That's the two moves. So it's push back in order to squeeze those shoulder blades. Breath. Ah. Breath. Squeeze. Keep your chin tucked. Breath. Okay, one more. Here we go. Right there. Yeah. And put those weights down. Okay. Open your hands. Close your hands. Open your hands. Yeah. Pull those fingers back. Pull those fingers back. I know it. You were gripping a lot of weight there. Gentle. Pull back. Yeah. Scoot your butt forward. Okay. Now, depending on the height of your chair and the height of you, whether you're fun size or you have long arms or short arms, you'll have to adjust depending, okay? But basically, what I'm gonna do is my body load, but I'm gonna put this weight right here in just a second. So I want you to practice. So what you wanna do is put your heels down. See that? Then you're gonna let your butt drop off the end of the chair, right there. And then you're gonna put yourself back on. See that? So, yeah, this move is super easy if you have long arms, but I'm showing you how to do it safely, no matter if you have long arms or don't. Where people get into trouble on this one is because of their size, they start thinking they have to lift their hips, and then they over torque in their shoulder. I'm trying to affect you right here, okay? So I don't need to go down very far is the point of this little sermonette. Drop your shoulder. Get your butt off the chair. Elbows are tucked. See this? See this? The only way I get back is by straightening my arm. See that? So some of you think that you have to move your hip around, front or back. No, take your hip out of the equation. I'm trying to get a real adequate load right through here, back here, and all the back muscles, okay? And we're using body weight right now. I'm stepping out so that I don't impinge my knee. So you're all the way in, drop your shoulders, take a breath, let your butt come off, just put your elbows back, and you should not go down more than an inch, basically, not more than an inch. See, just right there. Back, see? It's all done with the elbow. Okay, breath, 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 breath. Keep your elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're gonna do it with a weight. And it goes like this. And I could put, because usually your back arm muscles can take a lot more weight. Usually I do it with an even heavier weight, but just don't let it fall down off your lap because you could smash your toe. Okay, now I've just added 12 pounds. Drop my shoulders, See, my heels are down. I'm stepped out, so that's very easy for me to slip my butt off just an inch and then back, okay? Here we go, big breath through the nose. And I almost went. Okay, down. See, only 1 inch. See, I just keep it right there in my lap. I'm bending my elbows. And it comes down by bending and straightening my elbows. I do nothing with my hips, basically. Take a big breath. Make sure you're putting equal pressure, both arms. Breath. Now hold it right there. It's just a 1, 2, 3, little pulse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come back. Woo! I don't know about you, but I felt that. Okay. All right. So here's my weights. Now, I'm going to do something here that maybe you shouldn't do. What am I going to do? I'm going to stand with a weight load. So this is 12 and 12. So that's 24 pounds. Some of you have wonky hips. I was there whenever I was going, my hip was acting up. Oh, I needed my hands on my chair. So if you're that person, you put your weights down, you use your hands, I'll do it, to equalize. So you come right here, because here's the deal. Whether or not you have wonky hips, whether you have hips replaced or heading for a replacement, let's say you're recovering from a knee joint replacement, a hip joint replacement, you gotta navigate chairs and commodes and everything else. Use your hand. Are you ready? You get past the sticking point. Then you can grab the weights. See that? See that? You get past the sticking point. So if you have wonky hips, then I just gave you your ticket. So I'm going to go ahead and stand with the weight. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. You're going to come right here off your chair and you're going to hang out here for a bit. And then you're going to come back up. See that? That puts a whole different spin on getting out of your seat, getting out of your chair. So we're going to do this 3 times. Are you ready? Whether you need your hands or whether you can do the whole thing holding onto the weights. You get to choose that, okay? See, I give slugs choices. I just tell you better choices, okay? Here we go, right here, and then I'm gonna come back up, okay? But if you're heading toward a hip, I'm telling you, you've got arthritis in your hip, that move is gonna be very prohibitive for you. Drop the weight, use your hands to help. Here we go, right here, breath, and then come back. Take a big breath. Here we go, right here. Woo! And then come back, okay? So we already warmed up our biceps for the 12s. We're gonna revisit them in just a second. Here we go, pushing down. I'm just touching the back part of my hamstring, okay? Whew, I think I said one more. Okay, one more. Here we go, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we come back in. Then I've got my heavier weight here. And I'm gonna go 1 and. So watch your joints. You're doing a little turn. This is a very functional turn move. You do the same move when you're running, walking fast. We'll do this kind of a little turn in the hips, but don't jerk. Don't jerk. Breath, 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 breath. Stay with me. Stay with me. Say rib cage up. Rib cage up. Keep your elbows close to your body. See, I'm just tapping at the front of my deltoid, right there. That's all I'm doing. Boom. Boom. Breathe in through the nose. Right there. Right there. Right there. Bring them up. Open. Just hang out here for just a second and just go. Knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up. Don't be flaring your elbows. Big breaths, big breaths, big breaths. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back down. Yay. I'm gonna put them in my rack. We're doing good. Okie dokie. I think next Friday, I'm going to bring out the leg weights. I'm not going to do them today, but I am going to bring them out on Friday. So get your leg weights ready to use on Friday. Here's my little pole. So I'm going to use my pole and or my chair because I'm going to revisit some body weight training that will benefit your quads. So what am I going to do? I'm going to lightly put my hand here and I'm going to just lightly hang on to this pole. Okay? I'm going to shift my weight into the supporting leg. Then I'm going to bring this up here. I'm going to bring it up here. So why am I having you go to the extent of putting your hand here and hand here? Because so many people, especially if you've had joint problems, back problems, etc., when you go and lift to this point, unless you're holding on to something, you tend to do weird things with your back. So as I come here and I just press that out enough to feel the burning start right here. See that? See that? See that? If you're not holding here, especially if you've had joints replaced, hip and or knee, got feet issues, you will curl your back or make some kind of move that won't help you any, okay? So I'm really feeling this right here. So now I want you to go bend and straighten. So before, I wasn't bending my knee at all, right? I kept it in a position like this, and I just lifted from the hip, from the hip, from the hip. Put it down. Then rock it out, because it should be getting your attention about right now, if you did that correctly, okay? Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, yes. Big breath, say rib cage up. I got my little pole, got my little hand here. Now I'm gonna shift my weight, soften my knee. Again, say rib cage up, do not be leaning forward. See how I'm tapping? Okay, this knee right here is soft, it is not locked. I'm gonna bring my leg up, then I'm gonna open at the knee, and then I'm gonna lift, and I'm gonna lift from the hip. I'm not moving my knee joint here. I'm going up and down from the hip joint, okay? It's just a little rotation up, and I'm trying to keep my back very, very, very extended by saying rib cage up and using my hands here. Should be feeling that in your quad big time right now. Breath, breath. Okay, now bring it up here. Bend at the knee now and straighten. Bend at the knee, straighten. Bend at the knee, straighten. Yeah, don't sink on me. Don't sink on me. Hold it here. Two more. Just two more. One more. And bring it back down. So I could really feel that here because this is my knee replaced side. Yeah. So you're going to find one side or the other is going to be like talking to you a lot more. Okay. Now we're going to do a move. I'm going to put the pole down. I'm going to put my hands here. If I had a wall right now, in fact, I might even go over to my little high counter there, but I can do this right here against the chair. Number one, drop your shoulders. Number two, step out just a bit. And then all I want you to do is feel the back of your kitchen chair on just below the waist, on your hips. And then I'm going to move down here so you can see what I'm doing with my feet. Okay, now I think you can see my feet. Okay, so I'm going to step out just a bit because I want to innervate those quads again. Yeah, in a little different way. So I'm right here. Drop your shoulders. Bring your toes up. When you bring your toes up, you should feel these contracting. So this is one of the best ways. There are many ways. We've done several to attack the weakness above our knee and our quads. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm bringing the toe up as if I'm going to bring my toe to my shin bone. And I'm leaning into the chair right here. And I like this because it makes me drop my shoulders. It makes me open up through the shoulder. And I'm pulling my toes up. And if you're doing every one of these with me as I'm doing these, let me tell you, it should be getting very heavy right now in the front of your shins. Okay, that is the specifically tibialis anterior muscle. That is the muscle, one of them, that's responsible to get your toe lifted so that you step up on a curb and don't fall on your face. Okay, just two more. Stay with me, one more. See, I'm bringing them up, not very far, but I'm bringing those toes up and I'm holding for just a couple seconds. They should be really, really talking French to you right now, like so tight. Then you turn around and you simply act like you're going to put your shoelaces on the ground. See that? And then you push your hips forward and drop your shoulders. The two moves that I just showed you, yes, we got very warmed up. Yes, we did multiple types of squatting and lifting, but lifting your toes like we just did, and then this one where you just take your leg back and you act like you can put your shoelaces on the ground, and then you push your hips forward into that nice hyperextension. Oh my goodness, if you could remember these two and do them regularly, drop your shoulders, breathing, push your hips forward. Yeah, push down. You should feel a stretch everywhere. And then come back, okay? Between those two, you're just gonna go like, oh my goodness, it's loosened me up so much to do those two moves. Okay, hitting our antagonistic muscles, just like we did with our arms. Now we're gonna go to the back of the legs, the butt, back here, and the hamstrings, okay? So, we're gonna go step back. So do it a couple of times, adjust so that it feels right for you. Okay, you ready? Drop your shoulders, tighten in your tummy gently. I want you to keep breathing, but you're gonna put this back here, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna lift your toe off the ground and you're gonna set that. And now you're gonna lift through the hip. You're gonna lift. So you're gonna lift by leading with the heel, okay? So it's right like that. You're not really moving through the knee joint. You are lifting from the hip joint. So this should be really tight, your gluteal, okay? Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Okay, keep it up there. Okay, now bend the knee like you're gonna bring your heel in. Then open the knee. Okay, bend, close it, open it, close it, open it. Take a breath. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. Big breath. pull, breath, go. Just two more, just two more, just two more. Stay with me, stay with me. Here we go. And then bring it back down. I know, you just loved it, didn't you? Bend your knees. Do a little rock out, a little intercept. We got one more to do here, you guys. Stay with me. Because I wanted to do front and back, upper body, lower body. That was my plan. Okay, you ready? Soften your knee, drop your shoulders. Chin tucked. Take your leg back. Okay, now lift the toe off the ground. And now you're going to lift by contracting through the gluteal and lifting the whole leg. Do not bend at the knee anymore. It's pretty much set and you're working the gluteal hamstring right now. Okay, drop your shoulders, take a big breath. Woo! Big breath. Heel is leading, heel is leading. Yes. Yes, stay with me, stay with me. 3 more here. Okay, 2 more. Okay, 1 more. Okay, now you bend at the knee. You straighten at the knee. See, I have the leg in a back position as I'm carefully doing a knee bending and straightening. So you're trying to bring your heel to your hip, so to speak. Big breath into the nose. Here we go. Breath into the nose. Take a big breath into the nose. Drop your shoulders. Okay, just 2 more, just 2 more. Stay with me. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 1 more, 1 more. And bring it back down. Yay. Okay, step wide. Bend your knees. And press back with your hips and keep your back pretty straight, and then go into a big mad cat. Tuck your tailbone, then push back into a camel. Outstretch your arms, go way up, then come back down, mad cat and camel from a standing position, and come back down. Breath, 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 and come back and come back. Okay. Big breath. We're gonna end the way we started with our Powell. Okie dokie. Now, I don't know if you remember how tight you were when we started, but when we had this here, I had your hands all the way out here, dropping your shoulders, yes. And I did little tiny turns. See that? So I'm pretty much turning around the belly button area because I'm not pivoting, meaning I'm not moving my feet. I'm not turning around a toe. Now, I don't know if you're feeling a little more loose, but you sure should be feeling a lot better in this move. Now, as you're doing this move, I want you to just, as you're turning your head, go slow enough that you can actually focus on one side and the other side. And stay here for just a bit. Because see, this turning, you're getting enough to really impact hips, knees, backs, shoulders. But stay with it to get enough movement through all those areas to get that synovial fluid finally moving. I know it. Keep your chin tucked, don't lean out, okay? A lot of people, I see them grab their golf club and they start, really turning, and they're turning like this, okay? So stay up, stay rib cage up. Now I'm gonna step over, just like that, do my turns, and keep my heels and my feet on the ground, okay? Then I'm going to come back, step over. So it's those little tasks that you do, stepping and crossing midline. And now we're going to finish by stepping behind. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to keep my feet down, turn, take a big breath, come back to center, come all the way over, keep your feet down, 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 breath, and then come back, step forward. So you're in a split stance, just like that, okay? Take a big breath and straighten that back leg, and then bend the front knee as far as you feel you can, keeping your heel down and back. Yeah, just as far as you can go. Here's your bar if you need it, okay? Then come back up, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, big wide step, split stance. I have my little pole here, and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna push my heel down and back, then I'm gonna bend this knee forward until I feel that stretch coming up through the calf, right there. I know, right there. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, big breath, drop your shoulders, big breath, drop your shoulders. Come back, take a big breath. You should feel so much better right now. Okay, that's what we did then. Heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light. Good job.